Well, hi folks, good afternoon. My name is Prashant Kumar. I'm a program manager on the Microsoft AppSource team, and this is my friend Aditya. Hi. And today we'll be talking about how our partners can build compelling experiences for our and their combined customers with engaging test drives on the AppSource platform. So for those of you who may not know enough about Microsoft AppSource, I'll do a quick introduction. AppSource is the one destination that we have across of Microsoft's Business Cloud for our customers to go get SaaS applications. When I say SaaS applications, that means essentially apps that are built across of our Business Cloud platform, be it the Productivity Cloud with Office 365, or be it end-to-end industry solution that's built on top of Dynamics 365. There's a couple of other interesting announcements that we're making at this point at Ignite. First of all, we now are the app store for users to get Office apps. We've been listing Office apps for a while, but now when users go to their regular experiences to get an app in Office, be it by the waffle in Office on the top left, or if they visit the store on store.office.com, they get redirected to the new AppSource experience. And so we are now consolidating all the users at one place to go get the apps, right? The other big announcement that we're making at this point is that we've taken the next step with respect to go beyond of apps and also connect our system integrator partners with our customers with consulting service offers that are now showing up on AppSource. We launched last week with about 100 plus offers that come from the US, and we very soon will be expanding that program globally to Europe and other regions as well. Quick other stats about AppSource. We started about a year ago when Satya and Scott Guthrie announced us at WPC. And we were like a small store with about 200 apps, and we have had a rapid exponential growth since then, now with 2,700 apps on the store and about 1,400 ISVs that are list on the store. Along with that, with the consolidation of the business apps marketplace on AppSource, there's a huge opportunity in front of our ISVs and SI partners to reach out to about 100 million plus commercial users, as well as 90% of the Fortune 500 companies who use the Microsoft Cloud. So
AppSource is really a leading platform for ISV solutions and really provides choice to the customers and prospects that come to AppSource.
Getting the application in front of those people, making it discoverable, triable, and ultimately acquirable is something that we could not have accomplished without the AppSource platform.
Microsoft has such a huge install base of users, from desktop productivity to core enterprise applications, and all of these become a source for us to tap into.
AppSource can help you with your partnership with Microsoft. It can help you transact. It can help add value to your sales cycles.
The AppSource team at Microsoft has been fantastic.
The number of leads that we got more or less from day one, absolutely beyond any expectation that we had from the very beginning.
Since we are listed on AppSource, we had to double our staff to keep up with the demand.
We've processed leads from 27 countries, and the volume of those leads is in the thousands.
Pretty soon, I'm sure that our sales department will be bigger than the development team that we have.
AppSource, at the end of the day, becomes an incredible opportunity for us to get our product out.
The cloud has arrived. The time is now. AppSource, we believe, is going to be game-changing.
I'm super excited about the future.
This really represents a new chapter in our relationship with Microsoft.
It was a no-brainer.
Keep your eyes on AppSource.
Well, so we wanted to make sure you don't hear just from me, but also from some of our valued partners who've seen the success with AppSource. Well, coming to this talk, we wanted to talk about how you can build engaging experiences for your customers out here, right? And let's kind of walk through some of the background of what we've learned over the last year with our marketplace. a user goes through a journey with, discovering apps on the AppSource platform, be it on appsource.com, or if they're a user inside, say, Dynamics 365, and then they want to go get applications within of the platform, which are the various discovery mechanisms for the store itself. That's obviously a sizable bucket of users. And then they start looking at the descriptions and start picking out apps that they're interested in and learning about these applications using the information that you provide to us that we'll provide to our customers, right? Be it in terms of the description that you put for your application, which makes your app searchable, be it the white papers that are downloadable from our website, or the videos that you put that, customers can run and learn really quickly. Beyond that, when customers want to go actually get serious about your application, they go through several steps, right? They would go provision a test environment, they would have your app install in it, they want to make sure there's some actual data showing up in the app so that they can actually test it out, and then that's how they evaluate that particular application. What we want to do is work with you guys and take it from that process to a 5 minutes to wow process for my customers, right? And the analogy that I'd give to that is before you go buy a car, you want to go actually test drive it. You want to just walk into the showroom, chat with the salesperson, and he's going to hand you over the key, say, hey, why don't you go test drive it and see what it looks like, right? That's exactly what we want to do with apps and allow our partners to go build a pre-provisioned demo environment, which you register with us. That obviously results in lead generation for you guys from customers who are interested in test driving your particular application, and it provides a hands-on learning experience for your potential customers and for you to show the value prop of your applications to the customers. Let's look at what that really does to the user's journey, right? What it essentially causes is the learning and the trial phase start to blend into each other. It essentially lessens the amount of investment that my customers need to make to be able to go try our application. We will enable this without them having to worry about swiping their credit card or entering any budget requirements, or having to go work with IT to get setups done to be able to go evaluate your application. And so you can reach the business users that you're targeting and get better leads and hopefully better acquisitions with that. Additional things that you can do with a test drive is basically enable a broader customer outreach. We've seen a lot of partners use it with their seller teams as a demo-ready environment, or in engaging audiences in webinars that they do from time to time. And in fact, we've had a couple of people drive successful digital campaigns that direct users from advertisements directly to the AppSource page, their AppSource page on appsource.com, and then they can measure how effective those campaigns are, how many of those users actually took the test drives, and then follow up with those customers to make them potential customers of theirs. Let's actually look at what a good example of a demo would look like, and I'm going to switch over from here to appsource.com really quick. So ProRM is one of our close partners who we have worked with to put together the test drive experience. This is obviously searchable on the internet, and when you land on AppSource, you would notice that along with the free trial, which when the customer requests, we would ask the customer which CRM environment they want to go install it into, and so they can go test that application in their own environment. But that sometimes run into some sort of blocks in that, because we want even like salespeople and other users to be able to go try those applications on top of CRM and not have to worry about getting a test tenant, or how do they get their administrators permission to install that particular application to go try it out. And that's where kind of test drive comes in to help those customers. So I'm going to hit the test drive link, and what the system does behind the scenes is it essentially first generates. Sorry, I missed that. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to start with this all over again, right? So we're an AppSource. User lands here, and there's a bunch of applications that they can go look at. And we advertise the fact that some apps have a test drive that users can go try right away. So let's click on that. And besides having the opportunity to learn about the application by the regular means, about reading about it and seeing the videos and the white papers that are available, as a user, I can now try doing a test drive. When I attempt to do a test drive, behind the scenes, AppSource has me logged in already, so it generates a lead that goes directly to your CRM system. If you're an AppSource, you're familiar with how we connect directly with our partner's CRM. And within seconds, I am landed into the actual Dynamics 365 environment, which the user is familiar with, and can now start experiencing how the application integrates with the platform to be able to provide that experience. With Dynamics 365 for customer engagement, there's also an ability to go build a learning path where you can give a step-by-step guide within of the CRM experience as to how to use the application. So I can have a welcome video that explains how this particular application works. I can step right through it, and the guide can actually walk me through the live parts of the product for me to now start really understanding on how this application works and have a much better idea, which is interactive and not something that I just learned from a video.
Is this learning path?
Yep, exactly that. So let's switch back to our slide deck really quick. And I'm gonna skip these. So how do you enable what you just saw? What is it that you need to do? And we want to spend the rest of the time in this talk kind of talking more about how you build that. You, of course, start with things that you can bring very easily to us. You provide us a Dynamics 365 instance, and you have your app already installed into that, along with the demo data that needs to be provided with that, right? That should be something that, given your scenarios, you understand your customer and what kind of data you want to go show to them. That's fairly straightforward to go build, right? What the AppSource service helps you do is manage the life cycle of that particular instance as it gets assigned and reassigned to different users. So when you start, your demo environment is kind of in a ready state. It's not assigned to any of the users. As a user, when I go and click on the test drive button, behind the scenes, what's really happening is AppSource is getting the user's ID, which is with which the user is logged in, and passing it to an assign logic, which you will provide to us. And Aditya is going to talk about how exactly you do that. Once that logic runs, it behind the scenes is going to add me to have direct access to the AD tenant associated with your test CRM instance. And then I can simply get single signed on into Dynamics CRM. I don't need to copy paste like demo username passwords and try that particular application for myself. The test drive is offered typically for a few hours because it's a resource that we share between multiple customers. And so once the test drive period is complete, say 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, depending on how you wanna do that, we automatically send an email to the customer saying, hey, your test drive expired, but you can follow up with the partner for trying this out further. And we automatically now run a deprovisioning logic, which is again something that we work with you to put in place. And that would clean up the instance and make sure the user doesn't have access to it anymore, and also ensures that any data that the user might have created while test driving can be cleaned up. Of course, these both assign and deprovisioning logic is extensible. So if you need to do additional steps to prepare the environment for the user, or if it is something that goes beyond just Dynamics 365 instance and you need to go provision resources in Azure, or maybe give access to a Power BI desktop, a Power BI dashboard, all of this can be put together as a part of that deployment, and you can present that to the end user at that point. So I'm going to now hand over to my friend here, Aditya. who's going to actually go hands-on with code and show you how we build that and the kind of out-of-box support we provide for the same.
Fantastic. Thanks, Prashant. For the folks in the room, how many of you have used Logic Apps before? For those who haven't, Logic Apps is essentially a first-party Microsoft solution that allows complex workflows using a simple designer. You could build workflows using one of the multiple connectors that are provided out of the box that allow you to connect to platforms such as Dynamics 365, Office 365, Power BI, and many more. Of course, your workflow may not be as simple as just using connectors. You may want to build in custom logic as well, and you could build that in using Azure Functions. All of our workflows that we define here for assignment and for cleanup are using the Logic Apps. Are using Logic Apps. Microsoft out of the box has provided multiple cookie cutter templates for test drives on customer engagement, operations, and financials, but that you could use out of the box or extend it to build your own test drives. So let me show an example of one of those. So this is what Logic Apps looks like. As you can imagine, it is a simple workflow designer. It allows you to have triggers. What I have here is a trigger based on an HTTP event. When somebody tries out your test drive, a request is made to the Logic app that starts a workflow. The input to the HTTP trigger is a simple email address. We validate that the email address is actually existent, and if it is, then we go ahead and then execute the workflow. As a part of the workflow, we add the user to your tenant, we do the right license assignment, and then add the right role in the user. As you can see here with the lightning bolt, this is essentially custom logic that is running at this point. Let's dig a bit deeper into the custom logic. So I can click on Open Azure Function. I have it open in the next tab that I'll switch on to. And here what you see is essentially logic that we have provided out of the box that performs the previous steps that I talked about. So what you need to bring is essentially, as you can see, a few parameters that need to be updated. The first one is the CRM instance that you want the user to be assigned to. This is the instance that has the demo data loaded on it. It has the learning paths that you want the user to take. You must have also defined a certain role to the user. The role enables that the test drive that the user takes is constrained, takes a certain path that is predictable, and the user understands your application pretty well. Once you have the setup, all you then need is certain secret credentials that you need to provide so that the user can be added to the instance and can be assigned those licenses. Once you have all of this updated, you are set. You test it by essentially providing the username, hit run, and all it gives you is an endpoint. It's that simple to build it. So the next question is, okay, I know what to do when I get the Logic app. How do I get it in the first place, right? So what we have is we have a GitHub repository set up. It's easy to remember, ak.ms/build test drive. And once you go there, you see the sample Logic app, the cookie cutter templates that we have provided out of the box. One of them that I have open here is how do you set up one for Dynamics 365 for customer engagement. All you need to do is click on this link, which takes you to the Azure portal. As you know, everything in Azure is deployed in a resource group. You give it the name of the resource group, and boom, all the resources are created from you. And you can then just go in and update the workflow. Now, not all workflows are born same, right? You may want to extend your workflow by adding demo data that is per user when they take a test drive. How do you add extension points into it? So I hop back to the Logic App Designer. Let's say I want to add a new step in here that creates data in D365 when a user comes in. So I look for Dynamics 365. And I choose create a new record. At this point, it has created a workflow entry here. I choose the tenant or the D365 instance in which I want to create this record. Once I select that and I choose the entity name, I get then a rich designer to, let me actually type that in. And once I choose the entity name, I get a rich designer on what kind of data that would get populated in there. So let's say leads. and then I have advanced options in how I would want to populate this particular record. Okay, so now that we have talked about how you build a test drive and how you get started with it, let's talk about how you onboard onto the onto test drive portal. So let me switch back. So we talked about this, just moving on. So let's recap how this works again. So user joe@contoso.com comes in, the user clicks on test drive. This makes a request to the AppSource service, which then in turn calls the sign logic app that we talked about earlier. The sign logic app in turn adds Joe to the customer's tenant, assigns the right licenses to it, and the right role in CRM. Joe is able to test drive your app in a matter of minutes. As a business decision maker, he sees complete value to your service. After the test drive expiration is complete at the end of an hour, at the end of the hour, essentially we send a trigger to the AppSource service. The AppSource service then calls in the deprovision logic app, and essentially it goes in the reverse order. It removes the user from the CRM instance, it removes the licenses, it removes the user from the tenant. And we also send out a mail at the end of it all to tell the user that the test drive has ended and what few steps that they can take action on. A similar mail has also been sent when the user has acquired a test drive with the details. That said, not all test drives need to be a D365 test drive, right? So let's say you are an analytics ISV whose display layer is a Power BI dashboard, for example. In addition to using logic apps as an orchestration engine, we allow you to have multiple other options. One of them is you could provide us the Power BI report that you want as a part of your display layer, and that is an option we support. Let's say you are an Azure ISV. Any Azure ISVs in here today? Okay. So if your app is built on top or can be completely described by Azure components, all you need to do is you provide us an ARM template. We handle the orchestration underneath the hood, where we deploy the resource group as a part of the assignment, and then we clean up the resource group. You don't have to think about building a test drive at this point. And it is that easy. So let's build some test drives. Any questions? Yes.
Could we ask you to come to the mic and speak your question, please? Thanks.
Okay, now I get the mic. So my name is Amber Weaver. I'm a product manager at Pros. We have a couple of listings on AppSource. So one of them is the Pros Smart CPQ for manufacturing. Mm-hmm. So we started working with you guys before Test Drive was deployed kind of as a more package type product solution. Yeah. And we're looking to list a new product that we're launching, and we want to list it on AppSource. And I was wondering if we have to, it's a Dynamics 365 for Sales app. Do we need to have the free trial as well, or can we just have the test drive experience? Because we've seen from our previous listing, that's really where we get the business users engagement, and that's really what's working with us on AppSource.
Sure. So definitely having a test drive would make sense, because we've seen, even in our experience with the partners who've engaged with our customers using test drives, end up reaching out to more people and more engaged business audience. So you can always build a test drive. A test drive is always a secondary option that you can build into your application. So you can always continue to having a free trial, because once the test drive is complete, you probably want the administrator to go install it in their own environment. Maybe they want to go run the app with not the demo data that you provided, but with their own test data to see how that works. And while a test drive gives you like just the first 2 to 3 hours of just to get a hands-on, does this app kind of make sense for me, to saying I've accelerated the customer's thought process from this learning about this app into saying, I want to go do a POC for this particular application. So we feel that the free trial scenario is extremely relevant and valuable for doing longer term POCs where, your customers would probably test your application for a few weeks, but the test drive really helps drawing them in.
And then I was just wondering, this isn't really we've struggled with enabling the learning path for the users that are created through the test drive experience.
Okay.
Is that something that we?
So I'll be happy to follow up with you offline after this presentation on that. Sure. How about anyone else?
Yeah.
My name is Oscar Nereden from VeryPark. We're on AppSource also. Why are you creating a new user as opposed to maybe using an existing user on the trial platform?
So actually with Test Drive, what we do is we don't want to go add a new user at all. I think what we want to do is take the user's existing credentials. So when we were demoing it, or the example scenario that we took, let's say I, as Prashant Kumar, I'm logging into appsource.com and I'm hitting the Test Drive button. What happens behind the scenes in the entire orchestration is the AppSource service passes that information of who is logged in to the assignment logic app, and Prashant Kumar gets added to the test tenant of Dynamics 365, assign the license and the role that you want for him to go see it, right? So as a result, I don't have to go learn any new username password. The experience allows me to just single sign on into CRM instance that you have provisioned and actually experience the app.
We are currently doing it as like pre-existing demo users. Like Prashant comes, but we don't let them log in.
Right. So with the test drive framework that we have now, you don't need to do that any longer. You should be able to just add the user who's coming in directly into the CRM environment and not have to worry about mapping between the user and the test credentials that you guys have.
I see. So that was the concern, to map it, the trials. To
No.
the actual users, right?
So the way we work behind the scenes here, and they can be like speaking through this in more authority, is that we use the B2B functionality of Azure Active Directory, which allows a user from another tenant to be added to some tenant. So let's say you've got a test tenant that's associated with your CRM instance that's called testverypark.onmicrosoft.com, and Prashant Kumar at Microsoft.com can get added to that test tenant, get access to CRM by virtue of that and the roles that we added, and then we can also clean that up at the end of the test drive.
Right, thanks.
Great. So to really recap, I think test drive, we believe, is a great mechanism for our ISVs to start engaging more deeply with our customers and build more engaging experiences. And we've tried a lot to make it as easy as possible for you guys to go build it. So we'd love for you guys to come back and try it out, tell us how else we can do better on that. Thank you so much.